What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Big Hit. Today's a very special episode as it is March Madness time. As you can tell by my jersey, we are going to be doing some March Madness predictions. We're going to fill out our bracket and give you some of our picks, some upsets, and we're just going to go through the bracket. What do we want to start off with?
Well, I guess we'll start at the top. Good old number one seed UConn. I think they're going for a back-to-back title.
Yeah.
Facing off against Stetson. I don't even know where Stetson is. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
This is an easy one.
I guess we'll just do it like this. I think this is easy, but I think there's four of us, but if there's a debate, we'll debate it a little bit.
Yeah.
But if it's unanimous, we'll just vote for it. I'm guessing UConn isn't.
UConn easily.
I mean, what about
UConn.
Stetson?
Nope.
I'm just kidding.
Well, the way UConn runs the floor is just insane.
They're the best team in college basketball easily.
Going down the second half, let's just finish out the first half of the bracket up here, I guess. UConn versus Northwestern, round of 32.
UConn.
I'm going UConn.
Easily.
That was
the best
quick.
team in college basketball.
Okay, 4v5, Auburn versus San Diego State.
I like Auburn.
Do we see if San Diego State wins this matchup? It's a rematch of the national championship.
I kind of want San Diego for this one, personally.
I think
I can see it happening.
Auburn's very good offensively.
I kind of want to go with Peyton here, San Diego State.
I
We have our
really-
first
I really
tie.
like an upset here.
So let's
how
click the preview. Let's see.
Let's discuss. So preview. San Diego State or Auburn? 27-7 in the SEC. Over
Just
here,
me,
it looks
huh?
like the Pac-12, 24-10. The best players right there. See points per game over here, a little average there, but this is more. I feel like Auburn's really well-rounded, like you were saying, Danny. Let's look at some wins. Auburn beat Texas A&M, lost to Bama, beat Bama. Lost to Kentucky, lost to Tennessee, beat Mississippi State twice, and beat Florida. So it looks like they struggled against Kentucky.
It was only 11 points.
1-1 against Bama. And here's San Diego State. Let's see here. Beat Gonzaga, who's in the tournament. Beat Utah State, who's as well in here. Lost to UNLV. Lost to Boise State, who we have either them or Colorado winning. See, they play less of a dominant schedule, but I think they can go on runs. That's the thing about San Diego State for me. I'm sticking with them.
I still like San Diego State, personally.
I'll flip to San Diego State. Just.
I mean, you don't have to if you don't want
You
to.
definitely don't have to.
I think in my bracket, I'm going to go with Auburn, but for this, I'd be fine going with San Diego State. It's a good team. Kind of for the plot, I'd like to see the national championship rematch.
I think the NCAA wants that.
Yeah.
I think that's the storyline that they kind of want.
For sure.
BYU Illinois 6v3. I'll go 6 seed. I think they pull off an upset.
I don't know much about Illinois.
I think they pull off the upset. I mean,
hit that
preview button.
I've never been a huge fan of BYU, so I'm probably going to go Illinois.
23-10, 26-8. I don't know if you want to see who they played. Illinois beat Purdue, I think, once. No, they lost to Purdue both times. Barely beat Michigan State.
They lost to Michigan State.
Michigan State has a lot of losses, and they're still in the tournament. Lost to Tennessee outside of the SEC.
I was like, this is Illinois, though, that you're looking at.
BYU.
They beat Iowa
They beat
State.
Iowa
They're in the
State,
Big
baby.
12.
They beat Iowa State.
They upgraded conferences, too. Beat Baylor.
They also beat Kansas.
Kansas, that's a big win. TCU's in there. A lot of these teams are in the tournament, too.
Actually, I might change because those were some pretty impressive wins.
Lost to 2-seed Iowa State here.
And what was that with Houston? I mean, they kept it competitive with Houston.
Yeah,
They still
that
lost.
wasn't a bad loss.
So what are we thinking?
I'm switching here. I'm going BYU.
BYU.
Looks like BYU. I like that pick, actually. I think that's a sleeper team to go a little run. Drake and Iowa State. Is this where Drake runs? And I'm going Iowa State
Very
as
good.
well.
Very good. Iowa State's very good this year.
Over there as well.
They have a very good guard.
Okay, other side. Houston versus Texas A&M.
That'll be a fun
Battle
one
of
to watch.
Texas.
This is Houston.
I
Easily.
think it's got to be
Houston.
Houston.
Houston is just very dominant.
Okay, so we have JMU versus Duke. Can James Madison do it again? They did it to the 5 seed. Can they do it to the 4 seed? Or is Duke too good?
I really want JMU to
I
win.
really
I really want them to win.
Duke, in my opinion, is a very overrated basketball team this year. They did lose to Pitt. They lost to some teams that they shouldn't have. I like Jared McCain, but I don't think he is at that next step of his career yet, college basketball-wise. Duke lost to Wake Forest. That was a big thing. We saw the court storming incident where somehow Kyle Filipowski's alive. I don't know how he's even ready to play in the tournament, but that really, I always liked Duke, but that kind of threw me off this year. It's up to you guys.
I think I'm leaning
I think
JMU.
Duke's gonna win, but
I like
Duke,
the upset.
Duke hasn't done anything in the tournament in a while.
That's what I'm saying.
If JMU has a really good win against Wisconsin, I think this is going to depend on momentum, right?
Yes.
If James Madison has an incredible win, if they sneak one past and they're hot at the right time, if Duke barely beats, who's that they're playing?
Vermont.
If Duke squeaks past Vermont and James Madison has a great win, I can see James Madison beating Duke. So you know what? Let's go with JMU here.
JMU.
Well, the thing with it doesn't matter what sport it is. When it comes to playoffs, it's all about momentum.
Exactly.
It's never about stats. Never.
NC State, Kentucky.
Kentucky, easy.
NC State streak ends.
Easily.
I'll go Kentucky.
It's going to depend on Kentucky's rebounding, though.
That's
That's something they struggled all year with. But
And also how they perform in the second half as well.
Okay, Marquette's either facing Boise State or Colorado in this situation.
Marquette.
I was going to take the other, but it looks like I'm outnumbered. Marquette. Before we get to, let's go down here, start filling out this part. Let's go a little bit quicker here for time's sake.
Purdue.
North Carolina's either facing Howard or Wagner.
Easy. North Carolina.
North
Yeah,
Carolina.
let's again. See, I have Mississippi State beating Michigan State. I don't think they should even be in the playoff.
Let's go Mississippi. Let's go. I'm rooting for Mississippi.
I like Michigan State here, but we can go Mississippi.
We can
Looks
go
like
Mississippi.
3-1 anyway.
They're going to get wiped in the next round. But
Yeah, I like St. Mary's versus Grand Canyon,
This-
5v12.
This is a very good St. Mary's team. I'm gonna roll with St. Mary's here.
I'm
St.
also
Mary's.
gonna roll with St. Mary.
I like that. Alabama versus Charleston.
Alabama.
Bama roll
Alabama.
Tide.
Charleston's just there. Clemson, New Mexico.
I love New Mexico here. I'm not kidding. I really like New Mexico.
Upset here.
New Mexico has a lot of momentum. I'm not even kidding.
I don't even know
They've come off a few very nice wins. I really like New Mexico here.
I think Clemson's
Serious.
overrated too.
I agree. Clemson hasn't done anything. Clemson hasn't done
How they're
anything.
doing, like both teams are doing.
I
Well, New
really-
Mexico just won their tournament.
Really like New Mexico.
Clemson,
Really
I think,
like
got upset like the first match they
Yep.
had.
New Mexico, for sure.
I'll go with New Mexico then.
Okay.
I only know Clemson for like football and that's really it.
Baylor versus Toothpaste, Colgate. I'm going Baylor.
For sure, Bears.
Baylor.
I like Baylor in this tournament. They have a good path. They can get to the Final Four, I think. Dayton, Nevada.
Dayton again, a team of streaks. They lost in the A-10, which I thought they should have won, and so that kind of scares me a little bit for Dayton. I really liked them in the regular season this year, but I think that I might go with Nevada here. I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm gonna go with Nevada to beat Dayton.
I'm taking Dayton. I'm sticking with them.
And I'm really confident in Dayton this year. I really am.
Looks like
I just see them folding. I see them folding. I'm gonna go with Nevada here. But if you guys go Dayton, I'd support that as well. But my
looks like
pick's
Peyton's
Nevada.
going
for sure.
Nevada with you. It's up to Donnie.
I'm going Dayton.
The fact
Okay, so
that
we're
they
tied.
barely beat Duquesne, it kind of.
I mean,
Well, Dayton's a great school this year. They're great.
You know what? I kind of want another upset.
go.
I'll switch. Nevada. Just for the sake of content.
Content.
Arizona versus Long Beach State. Now, Long Beach State, I don't think they're going to win, but they have a crazy story here. They fired their coach before their conference tournament, and they part ways, and their coach wins them the conference tournament. I'm very for sure, and he's still going to coach for March Madness. I'm for sure he's going to be brought back. I would hope so.
I'm going to take Arizona.
But I'm taking Arizona.
Arizona.
I think the run comes to an end. I don't even think they were split. Let's look at their record because I think it's not even a good record. 21-14.
Yikes.
Not terrible, but
Caleb
winning
Love's
record.
really good.
Better than the
But
Pirates.
against Arizona, that would be a historical loss for Arizona if they lose that, though. Now, the Midwest. I'm calling this, when I was looking at this, upset city. I think there's going to be a lot of upsets in this one.
Question: didn't Purdue get knocked out by a 16 seed last year?
FDU.
Yeah.
Okay, I needed to process.
Now, they're either facing Grambling State or Montana State. I think this year Purdue's going to beat that. They're going to beat the odds there. They're going to not be the laughing. We've had 2 straight years of a 16 seed losing. This is our last chance for a 1 seed to lose in the first round. I don't know if it happens in our bracket.
I don't think Purdue's gonna let that happen again. I think they're gonna just beat the living crap out of that team.
You're going to bully them.
Yeah.
Utah State, TCU. I like the 9 seed TCU.
I like TCU a lot.
Who do you got? TCU.
I like Utah State. Utah State's a very good basketball team this year, guys. I think they're going to beat TCU, and I think they could go far, but
Utah State.
yeah.
So we're
I
tied.
really like Utah State.
I've heard a lot of good things about Utah State. I think I'll flip. I'll flip to Utah State. Sorry,
He
Peyton.
said that.
Okay, here's my upset.
Oh yeah.
Gonzaga 5, McNeese 12. Now here's the thing about McNeese. You might not heard them. They're 30-3 right now. They don't play a lot of crazy schools or a lower level FCS school, I'm pretty sure. Gonzaga's had some weird losses. They beat VCU, who just lost to Duquesne. See, they play like a lot of these types, like UAB, Louisiana. They beat Michigan.
That's actually.
But Michigan was
crazy.
not good this year. We must say that. But still, they beat a Big Ten school.
Yep.
McNeese, by the way.
I absolutely love that pick, Nathan. I mean, you look at
Going with
McNeese's
it.
record; it's one of the
Looks
best.
like we're all going.
I mean, they are really good. Will Wade, their head coach, was I believe he was fired from I forget what school he was at last year for allegations with something in the NCAA, and he went to McNeese. He turned the program around, and they are now a really good basketball team. I think they're going to go far.
Yeah, I was
Personally.
gonna say I like that pick. Kansas or Samford, 4v13.
Guys, this is a game Kansas could easily lose if Dickinson is not going to play. He's questionable. I think another guy on Kansas is questionable.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think
I
Samford
forgot
could
he
win
was
this
injured.
one. They could, but again, it's hard for me to bet against Kansas. I'm going to roll with the Jayhawks here, but this is an upset watch for sure.
I think I'm taking another upset, Samford.
I'm going to roll with Kansas.
1-1.
I'm for sure going to roll with Kansas.
Donnie?
This is, I think this is like Stanford's best chance of beating Kansas. So honestly, I think they might I'm going to take.
You're taking the upset, Peyton?
Upset.
Sorry,
This is
Danny.
going to be like their best chance.
I said
of
this is
taking
the
out
the
Kansas.
Midwest is the most dangerous
Yeah.
for upsets, I think, this year.
All right.
And as we move on, South Carolina or Oregon.
I really like South Carolina.
6v11.
I like both these.
This
teams,
is a
but-
team that I've been high on all year. I think they have one of the best defenses in all of college basketball, South Carolina, and they've proved that a few times this year. They've upset some teams. So I'm going to roll with South Carolina and another SEC team to beat a Pac-12 team in Oregon. Oregon didn't even win the Pac-12. So
I think we're all rolling with
Oh,
South
they
Carolina.
Did.
Let's go
They
South.
did. My bad.
Creighton versus Akron. So I guess I was hearing in that tournament that Kent State was the team that was to beat, but Akron pulled off the upset. Kent State didn't even make the playoff, so they only picked one team from that division, that conference. So can Akron blow everyone's minds?
Nope. Creighton is a phenomenal team this year. They're going to go. They could go far, but I'm
as well taking Creighton.
I won't
Looks
be
like
taking
the
them to
group
go
is.
Creighton's good.
Okay, this one's interesting. Texas versus either UVA, Virginia, or Colorado State.
Texas.
Texas.
I'm taking Texas. And then Tennessee versus the Peacocks of St.
St.
Peter's. They are
all the
back.
way.
No,
St.
no,
Peter's
they
all
are
the way.
back.
Book it.
No.
Book it
Listen,
right now.
listen,
Let's go
listen.
Peacocks.
You can say what you want. It's not the same team that we saw in March a few years ago. They don't have Doug Eddard. Tennessee was the best team in college basketball for a while. They have the best player in I think Dalton Knecht. He's a lot of people say he is the best player in college basketball.
Ooh.
I think it's very hard to go against Dalton Knecht. I mean, let's look at his
19 and
averages.
13.
Dalton Knecht. I mean, 21 points per game.
That's actually kinda
He's easily the
crazy.
best player in college
Has
basketball
St. Peter's
right now.
played anyone good?
No.
Seton Hall, they lost.
No, St. Peter's is
Oh,
not
wow,
good.
that's
At least they
actually
played
horrible.
Rutgers. They got
Yeah,
murdered.
no, come on.
Duquesne,
They
they
lost
lost.
to
They beat Iona. Ooh.
Come on.
Sadly, I don't think I'm going St. Peter's
They're
this
not
time
gonna win.
around.
I
going with
really
Tennessee
want
as
them
well.
to win.
Sorry, guys.
I just don't care about feel-good stories.
Let's get through this
Yeah.
part. North Carolina, Mississippi State. I think North Carolina.
North Carolina for sure.
Yeah, North Carolina.
Okay, St. Mary's, Alabama, 4v5.
This is a tough one. Alabama has one of the best offenses in college basketball. They average the most points per game in Division I, which is good. But here's the thing: they also have a shaky defense. They're a very good three-point shooting team, but I think St. Mary's is a team that can go on runs. So is Bama, but I don't think Bama's defense is going to keep up with St. Mary's, even though Bama has a tremendous offense. I'm going to roll with St. Mary's here, even though I do like Bama. I like their offense, but I'm going to go with St. Mary's.
I'm taking the 5 seed as well, St.
Five.
Mary's.
St. Mary's.
St. Mary's.
It's like it's a trend. Okay. New Mexico or Baylor? I really like Baylor in
I'm
this
going to go with New
tournament.
Mexico. I'm serious. I think that this New
Nice.
Mexico team is very, very solid.
Looks like they have a
And
tie.
They beat some decent teams. They are one of the hottest teams coming into the tournament. They are one of the hottest teams coming into the
all
tournament.
about
You said
momentum.
that
I'm
is all
telling
that
you.
matters.
They're 26-9. I mean,
That's Baylor's schedule.
Baylor hasn't done anything this year to impress me. They haven't. They beat Iowa State. Congrats. But I mean, look at this.
They
I
beat
mean,
San Diego.
they beat San
Utah.
Diego State. They beat Utah State. They beat some good teams,
They're all
man.
teams in
their
the
conference.
tournament.
They beat San Diego State twice. I'm going to roll with New Mexico here. I think this is a dangerous team in the tournament. This could be a Cinderella team that goes very far. I am high on New Mexico.
I think
State
you're
this
winning.
year.
I think you won me over. I'm gonna switch.
New Mexico State
I
for
really
sure.
think Baylor could do something crazy. They seem one of those March
They have
Madness
great
teams
guards. They have
every
great
single
guards.
year
They
that
have
do
great
like
guards.
go
They
far.
have good guards.
But I like that Cinderella pick. I'm gonna stick with New Mexico. I'm gonna go with New Mexico. Nevada, we also had it upset at number 10, Arizona.
I'm taking Arizona, man.
Arizona.
Yeah, Caleb Love, I think his name is.
Yep.
He's pretty good, man.
Okay, Purdue, Utah State. I'm taking Purdue.
Upset.
Ooh, we like the upset.
I'm taking Purdue. This is
Can you preview
no one in college basketball this year has been able to
gonna be
stop
close.
Zach Edey at all.
That's a pretty
Zach
good
Edey
record.
is won the
24.
Yeah, I mean, he's insane, man.
Wow.
He's
literally averaging.
This dude's
a
name is
double-double.
great.
yeah.
That goes
He's
crazy.
I'll tell you
averaging a
what.
double-double.
Zach Edey
That's
was
actually kinda
Zach
crazy.
Edey won the Player of the Year award. Some say he's the best player in college basketball. I think it's still Kennett. But
Utah
this
State.
is easily Purdue.
Utah State lost to New Mexico.
This is the team that's going to go on a run. You know, they lost to
Had some
the
tough
16
losses.
seed last year, but we got to roll with Purdue here, boys.
I'm
going
gonna
to
go Purdue.
Got
I don't
to.
think the upset comes
Got
this
to.
early.
It won't come this.
We got
it's
to.
Purdue.
Looks like we're going Purdue. Okay, McNeese, Sanford. I'm rolling with McNeese.
McNeese.
I think that's another Cinderella run.
McNeese.
Looks like we're all going. We go.
Yeah, let's go.
I think that's the team Purdue might be in trouble with,
Uh-uh.
personally. South Carolina, Creighton.
I'm going to go with the Gamecocks here, boys.
Yeah.
South
I really like
Carolina.
their defense. I
Pretty quick.
like Creighton though, but let's roll with South Carolina. Great defense.
Texas, Tennessee.
I'm going to go.
This is a nice SEC
I'm
battle.
going to go with Tennessee. Listen, this is going to be a close game, and in close games, the teams with the best players, they take over. Dalton Kennett can take over a game when he wants to. He's going to take over this game. Tennessee's going to win this game. I like Tennessee to beat Texas here.
I'm taking Tennessee as well, the Vols. Over there.
Tennessee.
And sorry, Peyton. Okay, we're in the Sweet 16. Let's try to get through a little quick. We'll go back up top. See what's going on up here. Okay, UConn, San Diego State.
I think that'll be close. but I
Rematch.
still think
UConn, baby.
beats-
Let's
yeah.
go.
They'll make it competitive though.
UConn.
Yep.
Okay, and then BYU, Iowa State. I
Iowa
think
State.
This is a good game.
Easy Iowa State.
would-
Battle of the Big
Easily.
12. BYU's
Easily
first
Iowa
year.
State.
Iowa State.
Iowa State looks like. Okay, moving on up here. Houston versus JMU. We've been loving James Madison. They beat we had them beat Wisconsin and Duke, and you
But
guys brought
listen,
up it's all about momentum.
We like them to beat Duke, but listen, Houston is the best team in this tournament, in my opinion. They have easily, in my opinion, Houston has easily the best defense in the country, and in March, defense matters the most. I'm going to roll with Houston here. I think this is a team that can easily win the tournament, and I'm going to go with the Houston Cougars here.
Here's the thing with me. Every year a one seed loses by this point. I think out of all the one
No.
seeds,
Nope.
Houston and Purdue are in the most trouble.
Purdue
Personally.
Purdue might be, but Houston is not in trouble at
I really
all,
want to pick JMU.
especially against
I
JMU.
really do.
I'll go with Houston just because of the
Gotcha.
logic.
You have to go Houston. If
Sadly.
we want a real bracket.
And then we
That'll
also
be a
have
good
chalk
one.
down. See, look, like it's already a 1 versus 2.
It's fine, that's fine.
Kentucky, Marquette. I like Kentucky.
I think we got to go Kentucky here. Listen.
Kentucky?
Yeah, this is
Why though?
because
why?
Kentucky is one of the best offenses in the country. They have Reed Shepherd. They have
we
Rob
go.
Dillingham. They have Antonio Reeves. Reed Shepherd is being projected to be the first pick in the NBA draft. Listen, this is a guy that is one of the best shooters in the country.
Go back up.
You want to look at their stats or records?
This is, I mean, look
right there.
Dillingham and Shepherd even come
There's
off the
their
bench.
records. 23-9.
Guys,
Oh,
the
they're,
thing with
they're
this is
not even
Kentucky.
those aren't even starters.
Well, they check into the game. Like,
Here's the thing with
once every
Marquette,
year.
though. I think every year they're so overrated. They just fall apart.
Kentucky beat Tennessee this year, and they dominated the whole game.
They lost to Creighton.
Reed Shepherd is nice.
Marquette
Shout
beat
out Reed and
Kansas,
Rob.
lost Purdue by 3.
Oh, that's Marquette.
I feel like
Yeah,
Reed.
this is Marquette.
and
Lost to
Rob.
UConn pretty bad.
Marquette
Twice.
Creighton.
And Rob.
Beat
Reed
Villanova,
Rob.
who's not in there.
They lost to UConn twice.
Reed and Rob.
I'm going to go
Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Yeah,
I feel like Reed and
convinced,
Rob
man.
play.
Looks like we're going Kentucky 1v3. Okay, back down. We're making the Elite Eight here. North Carolina St. Mary's 1v5.
North Carolina's really good this year, guys. I usually like to fade North Carolina because I usually never see it. But Baycott, you know, he's been in college basketball for what it seems like 15 years. But I think we got to go with the Tar Heels here. I know that we have a lot of one seeds, but, you know, they're a one seed for a reason, guys. And
Yeah.
I'm going to roll with North Carolina, even though I think St. Mary's could do it. But I got to go with North Carolina.
I'll stick with North Carolina. I mean, St. Mary's would be a cool story, just random
Yeah.
five, like a 5 seed that doesn't feel like a 5 seed for a lot of people, like new to college basketball. I'll do North Carolina.
I don't really know the story on St. Mary's. I really want them to win, though.
Okay. New Mexico, Arizona. Danny's sleeper team is
I like
Cinderella
New Mexico,
story.
but I'm gonna go with Arizona. Listen,
Battle of the Southwest.
Caleb Love is gonna take over this game, and I'm gonna go with Arizona to make the Elite Eight. You know, the Final Four is hosted in Phoenix, so if they can get there, they could be dangerous. It will be home court advantage for Arizona if they can get to the Final Four. So I'm gonna roll with Arizona here.
Arizona has let me down way too many
They have,
times.
and Arizona
I
has
can't.
lost to some
I
bad
agree.
teams.
Can't do it.
They've lost to bad teams. Listen, they lost to USC. That was a bad loss. That was a really bad loss. But I think we have to go Arizona. But if you guys go New Mexico,
I
that's fine.
really don't think.
I think they're the Cinderella story.
They can't come back. Like, they can't play in those big games, in my opinion. Like, they've been deep in March Madness. They can't do it, in my opinion. They've always let me down.
I'm going to roll with Arizona.
Donnie, what are you thinking?
New Mexico.
What are you thinking, Peyton?
New Mexico.
Sorry, Danny, I'm going upset. That's, like you said, it's a Cinderella pick, and also that's our first non-top 4 team, I think, in the
They won't make
Elite
it past there, I doubt. I really doubt it.
That's
but-
where they'll stop.
Okay, now this one.
Oh,
Purdue
yikes.
versus McNeese.
This would be
Is this where it
insane
ends?
Upset.
Or is this where-
this is where McNeese ends, guys? Zach Edey is there is no player
calling him
on
a
McNeese.
free throw merchant.
There is no player on McNeese that is stopping Zach Edey. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. Purdue's a
love
great
this.
team, guys. Purdue is a very, very good team.
I would go with Danny with it. There's just nothing McNeese can
They-
really do.
they-
About.
Sorry.
They have nothing to give.
Purdue
I would
has
pick
choked,
McNeese.
Purdue has choked before, time in and time out. But listen, the last time a team lost like this, Purdue obviously lost to the 16 seed last year. The last time a team lost to a 16 seed, it was Virginia. And what happened the year after that? Virginia went to the national championship. They won the whole thing. But guess what? It's not happening.
I really want to
think.
pick McNeese, but I'll go Purdue.
Yeah.
It just makes more sense. Now here's South Carolina, Tennessee. I'm taking South Carolina as a 6 seed.
I'm taking Tennessee, even though I think this is a really good team. 2 SEC dogs. South Carolina, great defense, but again, no one's stopping Dalton Kennett. He is an unbelievable player, guys. If you haven't watched a lot of college basketball this year, you will be unbelievably impressed when you see this kid hoop. He is a phenomenal shooter.
What do they do
and
against each other?
he is great.
Let's see this. I'm very curious.
Yeah, I actually want to see this too.
I want to see their head-to-head. So we don't even have to look. So Tennessee, this is their okay. They lost to South Carolina already, close game, and then beat them in a
split.
pretty close game. They split, so it's gonna be the same for South Carolina's record.
Was there like?
I'm rolling with Tennessee.
back-to-back?
Yeah, what are
even
their
though South
players?
Carolina are my boys this year.
Look at their players. There's their guys.
Look at
Wait,
Dalton
so
Kennett, guys.
It's
Oh.
Wait, Dalton Connect's only averaging a 1.8.
No, that's assists.
Oh.
They do it weird. It's like alternated, so points per game's on this side.
I see.
Bro, you
Rebounds,
thought he averaged
assists.
1.8.
I was like, what?
Danny's hyping up 1 point per game.
Yeah, no, he's this
Danny,
guy's phenomenal.
Danny hyping up the 1.8.
I really would
point
love
per-
to see Purdue and Tennessee. I think that would be a really fun match.
Let's go Tennessee here.
Yeah.
I want South Carolina, but Tennessee's probably gonna win.
Yeah, okay. Try to do these as fast as possible. Okay, let's make the final 4.
UConn.
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 Wait, is Iowa State there twice?
No, that's how they got there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think we're picking UConn.
Yeah.
Houston, Kentucky.
Houston. Unfortunately, I really like Kentucky this year, guys. But
So we have 2 1 seeds.
I think it's tough for me though. I really like Kentucky,
Okay.
but I think Houston's defense is just going to outmatch Kentucky.
North Carolina, New Mexico. Is this where it ends?
North Carolina, Armando Baycott. Give me North Carolina
I
Tar
could
Heels.
see an upset, but it's probably gonna be UNC.
Sadly, I don't. I'm picking Tennessee. I don't want all one
I'm
seeds.
picking Purdue. I'm picking
Purdue too.
Listen, just for the storyline. The storyline. Listen, the last time a team lost to the 16 seed, they went to the dance. And they won the whole thing.
I'm taking Tennessee.
I also like Tennessee.
So we're tied.
Purdue, I'm telling you, Zach, this is going to be a phenomenal game. These are the two best players in college basketball. Zach Edey, a beast in the paint. Dalton Kennett, one of the best shooters in the country. I'm going to roll with the Boilermakers, though. I think that when Zach Edey is hot, you can't stop him.
Oh,
I think we got to go Purdue here.
I guess.
They're one seed. Give me Purdue. I know
we got chalk.
It's happened a few times.
Everyone's a one seed.
It's happened a few times.
We had some upsets on the road.
Yeah.
UConn, North Carolina.
UConn. Huskies.
Well, looks like UConn.
Yeah, I guess.
Are they going to go back to back? They're either facing Houston or Purdue.
So Purdue, I know I've said it a few times. The last time it happened, they went to the championship. They won. I don't think they're going to get to the championship. I think Houston's defense is just so good. Houston has the best defense in the country. I think they're going to beat Purdue. It's going to be a great game, though. But I don't think Zach Edey's going to be able to dominate as much as he will against other teams as he has. I think that Houston's is going to beat Purdue in the Final Four here. So
Yeah,
I like Houston.
I'll take Houston.
Take Houston. Oh, there's our final. UConn-Houston. Does UConn win back-to-back?
No, sir. It is not going to happen. I can't remember the last time
Houston.
someone's won back-to-back. I think it was Florida. I'm pretty sure it was Florida that won. That was the last
Roll
team
with
someone won
Houston.
back-to-back. I'm going to go with the Houston Cougars.
Peyton, were you going to pick Houston
Defense
or
wins
UConn?
championships.
UConn?
Defense wins championships. And I'm going to roll with the best defense in college basketball.
I'm
to win
going Houston
championship.
just for
Let's
the
go.
difference. Peyton was going to pick UConn. We would have had a debate.
UConn
but-
is a phenomenal team. UConn's a better team than Houston. I will say that. I think UConn's a better team than Houston, but I think defense wins championships, so I'm going to roll with, I'm
Okay,
gonna roll
so
with Houston.
that's our bracket.
That is our bracket.
Yep. So
It's
that-
perfect, by the way. It's a perfect
Oh yeah,
bracket.
we're totally gonna get this right. We turn it in.
Zero
We're winning.
losses.
We're winning $1 million
There are
based
zero
off of this.
losses.
We are completely correct. We are the only people that are correct for our bracket. No one else. We're winning the money. We're splitting the pot.
Yeah, we'll split $1 billion.
Yeah, everyone
We
here.
will update. We'll update.
We'll go to
this if
Cancun.
if we actually do get it right or not.
Oh yeah, we'll put a comment below if we're actually right. We'll probably be out in the first one. Purdue loses round one. Okay, well that's all for March Madness. We actually got to do it this year because
Yeah.
we're always on spring break for this. So, but yeah, thanks for watching. That's our March Madness. We got Houston, all one seeds.
Yep.